goes, oh, wait a minute, time out. He didn't go to blank. Kind of take me to that process.
Yeah, Colin, first of all, it's great seeing you, as always, and talking football. What I would say is this. I think the fun part of heading into the draft and going through it is just going through all the different scenarios that can happen, really at every specific position. And so it's like getting ready for a game, just trying to make sure situationally you're prepared for those 4th and 1 calls, the 4-minute calls to get a first down and win the game. And so we go through every scenario. Hey, what if this guy falls? What if that guy falls? And within that, we all go through our evaluation process of the guys we like. And so you never know how it's going to go up until literally that minute. And the rush that you get when it does happen, it's like the best feeling in the world. And, like you said, it happened to, fall a certain way. And we were so ecstatic and happy about it. And, we couldn't have predicted it 3 hours earlier. But in the end, it's definitely a situation that we discussed a lot about, and it ended up falling our way.
So take me to the moment that you and Ryan had decided, because this was a good quarterback draft. Was there a workout, a pro day, a film session when you and Ryan sat down and went, boy, if this kid's available, because the word is you fell in love with him a while back.
Yeah, so this is really, that story begins last year, really a little over a year ago, when we were discussing 2020 prospects. I was with Ryan Day, and at the end of it, as the story goes, I just asked him about that quarterback, and he said, "Hey man, this kid's a generational talent," and that stuck with me. And you never know where things are going to go a year later, but that always stuck with me. And so as we get into the draft process and Ryan and I start looking at quarterbacks and the rest of our scouts and personnel, there's so many great quarterbacks in this class. And so we got to do due diligence and make sure we see who we like, why we like them, compare them. That's the best, Colin, is when you're watching a guy and you keep coming into Ryan's room, or Ryan keeps coming into my room and like, did you see this play? Did you see that play? Man, he can do this, he can do that. And not just for Justin, but for all of these guys. And so in the end, this is what we feel really great about with Justin. And he's just such an exciting player that can do so many things, and we're looking forward to the future with him.
Is it a dilemma that Andy Dalton plays one way, Ryan is or Justin is more hyper athletic? Do you have to take me to this? I'm just naive here. Do you, and I was just talking to Eric Mangini off the air, and he said, boy, if I had the Niners, I would put in some plays for Trey Lance just regardless. I wouldn't want to face Trey Lance in the red zone. He's running around. How do you have two quarterbacks with, I would argue, one's much more dynamic athletically. Is it a challenge for you to do that, deal with that?
Yeah, that's a real question, and that's legit. And what we need to do as coaches, as we develop this identity that we want to create throughout training camp, the off season, and into the season, is just that we got to be able to work to Andy's strengths, and then we got to be able to also work to Justin's strengths. And there's going to be times that we see there's things that Justin does really well that Andy might not do as well, and vice versa. But we would be crazy to not take what Justin has done so great in his 2 years at Ohio State, and concepts and plays that he likes and plays he feels comfortable with, and help him get going when it is his time and when he is playing. And it's the same thing with Andy too, coming in for the first time this year and learning concepts that he's done in the last 9-10 years of his career. So, but they are different. That's what makes it fun. And I think it's our job to make sure we adapt to the strengths of each quarterback.
When did you tell Andy Dalton? When did you tell him, hey, Andy, we love you, but we're going to draft a quarterback? How'd it go?
So the day of the draft, earlier that day, Andy and I called up to discuss a lot of different things. And one of the topics was the draft. And I told him, because we didn't know, we said, hey, there's a lot of different things that could happen today being round one and the rest of the weekend. What I will tell you is that every position is open, and including quarterback. And so I can't predict when that may happen. But if it does, I just want you to know the amount of respect that we have for you, where you stand with us and this team moving forward. And that that's real. I think that's very, very important to have with your players, is build that trust and that honesty and that openness. We're all grown men here, and we all understand how this thing goes. He was a true pro about it. He understood it. And then later, after it did happen and we traded for Justin and got him, I called him that night and I explained to him. And any natural human being is going to be a little bit I don't know what the word is, maybe discouraged or frustrated slightly because he's a competitor. But at the same time, Andy's a true pro, and he's going to do everything he can to help Justin out and help the Bears out. And ultimately, the biggest thing of all of this is we got to make sure we as coaches do what's best for the Bears organization and also for both Andy and Justin. And we'll put a great plan together. We'll believe in it. I was fortunate enough to live it in 2017. Is it the same? Yes. Is it slightly different? Yes. And we know that. And so we'll just see where it takes us.
Listen, it is, and this isn't a criticism, this is a reality. If I coach the Bears, and this is Chicago is a pressure town. I mean, 1 second Joe Madden's the world's smartest baseball guy. The next minute, he's not managing the Cubs. It's just the reality of Chicago. It's a great sports town. People are engaged. And, Matt, you got to win, and that's a tough division. Mike Zimmer can coach. LaFleur can coach. You got a new quarterback now in Detroit. Psychologically, you get into a season, you're 4-4, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm in a battle here. God, I love my job. My family loves Chicago. Is there a little psychology with, you got to win in Chicago now? And how do you reconcile that with, is Justin ready? Is he not? We got to win. My job's on the line. That's a real pressure, right? That's real, right?
No doubt about it. And I think that is why I'm in this position. And the one thing that Ryan and I and myself, because I'm in that during the season, it's going to be myself making the decision, is you understand that whatever decision is made, it's not going to be made because of Matt Nagy. It's not going to be made because of Ryan Pace. It's going to be made because of it's best for the Chicago Bears organization and it's best for Justin Fields. And so I think we all, again, all of us live in that instant gratification world where everything, we want it to happen right away, right now. But there's so many steps that go into this process of making sure that we do this thing the right way with Justin, for Justin, and for the Chicago Bears. I feel very confident in the coaches that we have around us to be able to develop him with a great strategy of things that we've done in the past and things that we're going to change moving forward this year with that. But we got to make sure that we all understand if and when that time does come for Justin to be ready, and we don't know how that may happen, that he is ready. Because the worst thing we can do is put him in when he's not ready and ruin him, and which ruins the Bears. And so we want to make sure that we do this so that he has a very successful entry into this league. He plays with confidence. He's a winner, which he's always been. And then ultimately, in the end, he's the best thing for the Chicago Bears, plain and simple.
Yeah, I'm watching him run around. He can really run. It'd be fun. It'd be fun to be a coach and have a guy that can run around and do some things nobody else in the league can do. It's great seeing you. I'm in Chicago here in a couple of weeks. You could do worse than take me to dinner. That would not be worse.
we got to make it happen, man, for sure. Absolutely.
All right, Matt. Good seeing you.
Thanks for having me. Take care, Colin.
You bet. Matt Nagy, coach of the Chicago Bears. They made the playoffs. It's a team that's got real players. They went and got an offensive tackle. They went and got a quarterback. And that's a weird team in that in the preseason, you'd play them both. Like Andy Dalton needs starts. So in the preseason,